We're Helen and Tim. We have been traveling full-time since January 2023 after quitting our jobs, and now we're in country number 14, New Zealand. The North Island of New Zealand is filled with stunning scenery and adventurous places like Tongariro National Park, dreamlike cave systems to see glowworms and Waitomo caves, and sledging down the Kaituna River in Rotorua. We're excited to bring you along on this North Island of New Zealand adventure, and there's just so many adventurous activities to do. We flew Cathay Pacific business class from Taipei to Taiwan, and then from Hong Kong to Auckland, New Zealand on credit card points and miles. It definitely isn't possible unless we did have those credit card points and miles, so check out more information on our website helenandtimtravel.com if you want to learn more on how to earn points on everyday spending.
So we are in the Cathay Pacific Pearl Business Class Lounge, and we're in the shower here. Some amenities on the sink, your towels, hair dryer. Oh, it looks like you actually have a toilet and a nice stand-up shower with a rainfall shower head.
Going to New Zealand! Finally on our way on a 10-hour flight, and we'll be there before you know it. Hopefully we get some sleep. Well, we did enjoy a red-eye flight and got quite a bit of sleep, and Cathay Business Class just didn't disappoint. The service was incredible and the staff were incredible. The seats were very comfortable. We were able to get quite a few hours of sleep. The food is some of the best that we've had on any flight, and it's definitely recommend flying Cathay Pacific Business Class, and this is our second time flying with them, and this time was just as good as the first. There's the Cathay plane we flew in on. I'm already loving this country. It is absolutely beautiful already. Even the airport and the indigenous art. We made it to New Zealand! Finally! After like 15 hours of flying. We just went through a e-gate. We filled out our visa online. Very easy. Once you get in, it's electronic. Didn't even have to see an immigration officer. Not yet, so we'll see. So we were trying to find the airport link stop. Looks like we found it.
See that? Puhuini or Puhunu or whatever.
Looks like it's on every 10 minutes from Auckland to the airport link onto the train. So we actually couldn't get on the bus because we had to buy an AT card that works on all public transit like trains and buses. So now we are at a take-home, which is a convenience store, to buy one. Okay, thank you. FYI, if you are coming to take public transit. Made it to the train terminal on the airport link. Not too bad. It was about 5 stops. Oh, I'm tired. Feeling the jet lag.
Yeah.
So we were going to be in a camper van for about 14 days, and noticing even the escalators are on the opposite side of the road because they drive on the opposite side of the road.
It helps you get in that mindset.
Looks like they do a lot of summer maintenance on the train line, so oftentimes the train system is replaced by buses. Made it to city center. So we're gonna catch one last bus, so bus to a train to a bus. To a hotel. This is home for a few days before we hit up the North Island, and yeah, somebody's cooking some spaghetti, and I'm hungry. I feel like I didn't overeat on the flight this time around so much. I've been hungry. Never looks like the pictures. Let's see what kind of view we have here. So we are at the Parkside Hotel. We're paying about 100 USD at night. It's definitely not cheap. Outside the window, there's like a Space Needle type building. It's kind of cool. We have a neat view of the city. Standard bathroom. It's got a washer and dryer. Actually, it's probably just a washer, right?
Probably washer. But
maybe. Oh no, it does dry. It's a dual. Nice. Yeah. Oh. just picked up our rental car. Tim will be driving on the opposite side of the road for the first time. That isn't a moped in Bali.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
In a Toyota Yaris.
Toyota Yaris. So I've got to go that way.
Tongariro National Park is New Zealand's oldest national park and a dual World Heritage Site. It's home to stunning volcanic landscapes, cascading waterfalls, emerald lakes, and a rich Maori culture. You can see the volcano that we'll be hiking tomorrow. So Tim found this McDonald's and it's a plane. It's so strange.
It's up.
Your destination is on the left.
Oh, do we get a spot here? Sweet. We don't ever go to McDonald's, but when we do.
But when they have a plane, why not?
I do like to see the different menus around the world though. It's pretty cool. What kind of plane do you think that is? Kit Kat McFlurry. We are heading to our second destination here on the North Island of New Zealand, and we are in an area called the Tongariro Alpine Crossing, which we aren't doing the crossing, but we're doing another beautiful hike in between these two volcanoes. But we're driving into our chalet, or our hotel, which we're staying for 2 nights, and it is absolutely stunning here. We are in a national park. It doesn't seem quite as busy as the U.S. national parks. So it's kind of nice to be able to find a little bit of solitude after being in busy Thailand and Taiwan before this.
Straight. Wait, up this way. Okay.
Hopefully we get nice views of the mountain.
I'm just trying to find.
Oh, it goes in between the two.
Try to find where we're at. We're over here.
Looks like there's a picture of the volcano erupting. Checked in to our hotel. We got top-notch views of the parking lot, and you can see our rental car. I was hoping we would get a mountain view, but we didn't get lucky this time. That's okay. We did make a reservation for the hot tub, though, tomorrow.
Sure.
I feel like this is my college dorm room. What is it?
Wet shower.
Oh, wonderful. I thought we avoided wet showers when we left Asia.
Helen loves wet showers.
I think this is an ADA, though. It's like good for wheelchairs. That's nice.
Little closet. This is that total motel lodge feel.
Yeah, it's got that old school ski chalet feel.
Chalet. It's a ski resort.
So learn that this is one of the highest hotels here in the North Island of New Zealand, which is kind of cool because, you know, back home in Oregon, one of our favorite hotels is the Timberline Lodge up at Mount Hood. So it kind of gives us that similar alpine lodge feel.
This looks like real cream too. So most of the hotel rooms, or if not all the hotel rooms in New Zealand, have given us free milk or cream in all of our mini fridges, and it's awesome because I drink coffee with creams. Dairy is like one of the largest, if not the largest, industry in New Zealand.
This is also the first place that we've ever been given solid shampoo conditioner bars, and it smells so good. It's got like a really like lily iris scent. So cool to support the local businesses around here. So yeah, check them out. So our hotel has a communal kitchen. It's kind of cool. Starting to see, is this technically the crater of a volcano? Looks like it. So it was really cool. We just met a couple from the Netherlands. Didn't get their names since we were all just walking really fast and trying to get it past this not so great weather, but found out that they were also long-term traveling. They're from the Netherlands and they've been traveling since April, so it's kind of cool to meet other couples who are also doing the same thing. So if you're new to the channel, Tim and I started full-time traveling in January 2023. We are 10-ish, going on 11 months in, and this journey has been quite the adventure, a lot of lessons learned, but most importantly, you know, I think we realize that we are not long-term travelers by heart, but we want to have a home base one day. For now, we are just enjoying all of the hard work we put into saving money through the Financial Independence Retire Early movement, or FIRE, the last 3 years before we started traveling. So that way we didn't have to work. We were work optional, came from healthcare jobs. Tim was a physical therapist. He still is. Has a physical therapy website, pttimewithtim.com. And I was a photographer and worked in health research and community outreach. Maybe one day we'll go back to our jobs. Maybe one day we won't. We'll see.
There are at least 6 craters.
Oh,
All
wow.
producing magma, ash pumice, and ballistic bombs.
This weather is great, y'all. At least we got to see the lake. Yeah, the forecast is pretty accurate. It's about 10 a.m. and just kind of the upper crater rim, and it's here. Wind is here.
It's kind of in and out.
In and out, you can still see the views, but I would say the weather gods and the weather forecast were aligned.
Well, I'm glad we didn't go up on the crossing.
Yeah, it would have sucked.
Because, yeah, there just wouldn't have been any views, so.
No views and just a lot of wind, even with your this.
No, it's inconvenient to walk right out of your hotel. I love finding places that you can just start right from the hotel.
Sat here having a snack, and looks like we got a slight break in the lake, and you can see the other side of the rim. It's really pretty. Hey, that's the clearest it's been. Many travel to New Zealand to experience the scenery where the Lord of the Rings trilogies were filmed and inspired by. You step into the world of the Middle Earth right here in Tongariro National Park, Mount Nairuhoi. It stands tall, and it's what's famously portrayed as Mount Doom in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. You definitely feel the magic and relive the epic journey that Frodo and Sam went through in the film. We're heading down to the waterfall, doing the loop on the way out. So we're making a loop out of the waterfall, and we just ran into a bunch of people. So there goes our solitude. Always start early.
We just finished up the trail, and it looks like we did about 11.25 miles, about 1,700 feet of ascent, and it took us about 5 hours. Overall, it was mostly like a rolling kind of trail. Very well maintained, excellent maintenance of this trail. It's one of the best we've probably been on. Beautiful out here. The clouds kind of lifted. We did get some nice views of the crater and the lakes, even of the volcanoes on the way up. But overall, great day.
What are we doing today? Hiking right outside of our hotel?
Yeah, we're gonna go on a hike right outside of our hotel. We're both really sluggish this morning, so we've just been dragging our feet. It's kind of foggy outside, so we don't know if there'll be any views. And unfortunately, we couldn't go on the most famous hike, the Alpine Crossing, the Tongariro Alpine Crossing, because it just doesn't look like there's going to be any views anyway. So we're just going to take this hike up towards one of the Alpine lakes instead.
Pretty much was a 2-minute walk from our hotel to the trailhead, which is super nice. It's kind of surprising how overcast it's been since we've gotten to New Zealand. You know, we're pretty bummed that we aren't doing the Tongariro crossing, which is said to be one of the most beautiful and top 10 hikes around the world. We did get like a permit, not a permit, but like almost like a parking pass online for it. We actually planned last minute on what to do, as when you travel full time, you just don't really plan as much anymore because you're always planning for the next hike and the next things to do. So we kind of just go with the flow and see how our bodies are feeling, and it's just kind of nice to do a less intense hike. We haven't really hiked that much since Nepal, as we've been recovering after a 100-miler, but we're excited to explore the beauty of New Zealand. We aren't going to be doing as much hiking on the North Island, since we're doing more like water activities. As you saw in our last video, we went sledging. We'll be going surfing the second part because the North Island's known for the beaches as well as the surf. So we're gonna be heading to a town called Raglan next. We are starting just after 7:30. This trail is about 10.5 miles long, 1,600 feet of elevation gain, so around 500 meters. So we'll see. Should take us about 5 or 6 hours to be done sometime around lunchtime, so we can come back and chill.
And the bar has good beer.
Oh yeah, local beer, locally brewed. Tim had a really nice hazy IPA for all you hazy lovers.
And the stout was really good that it had.
We're tramping in New Zealand, country number 14 in our full-time travel journeys. They call hiking tramping here, as we learned from a local back in Auckland. Pretty funny.
Trekking, tramping.
Hiking, trekking, tramping. New Zealand is famous for its filming location in the Lord of the Rings trilogies, and don't give us crap for this, but we aren't the biggest fans. I have seen all the movies, especially growing up in my teen years, so I can definitely appreciate it. I try to hit up some of the filming sites, but honestly, they are very busy and crowded, so likely try to avoid it. In places like Hobbiton, and there's actually a waterfall just down the road that was known for the filming location where I think Gollum eats that big fish or raw fish, I don't know. Clearly I don't know much about it. Mount Doom is apparently the scene that was in the Lord of the Rings. It's based after the mountain here in Mount Naruhoi, hopefully I'm saying that wrong. Drop the name below. Is based off of Mount Doom in Lord of the Rings. Pretty cool. Seeing all the different landscapes here and the diversity of the volcanic landscapes that New Zealand has to offer. Another reason we chose this hike was because it's less crowded than Tongariro Crossing, which I think they said averages to between 500 to 800 people per day. And so far we've only seen 2 people coming in and then 2 people hiking out. So if you're wanting an alternative hike and to find a bit of solitude, Upper Tama is maybe the trail for you. We finally saw some blue skies in the distance in the direction of some of the big volcanoes. And you can see part of the upper crater of one of them, not sure which one it is. The reason why we didn't do Tongariro Crossing was because they called for a lot of wind and clouds after about 10-11 a.m. this morning, and you can kind of see in the distance just a bunch of clouds, and likely we'll be pushing that way towards the upper mountain. So kind of sad. It's okay. We had some really amazing hikes earlier this year, so just taking it easy. Looks like there are a couple pit toilets along the way, so if you're needing to use the toilet and you don't want to dig a hole because it seemed like it'd be way too complicated to dig a hole in this type of terrain, then you have those options. So about an hour in, you can see a waterfall.
Is it an hour?
Yeah.
So about 45 minutes into the hike from our hotel, we can see Taranaki Falls. It looks pretty neat. It comes off a cliff face, but that's a part of a smaller loop that I think we'll hit on the way back out, just so that we can continue on up to the upper lake, and we'll get pictures later.
Tongariro National Park is about 4 hours drive from Auckland, so still not very close to a hustling, bustling big town. Kind of keeps the crowds away, but we have noticed there are international tourists from all around the world that come to these parts. And I did also read that tourism increased by 50% after they filmed and released the Lord of the Rings film. So it's great for their economy, but definitely have to do a lot of conservation work when you're bringing so many tourists here. So we are in the center of the North Island of New Zealand. Tongariro National Park is really just one of those diverse environments. I wanted to say that this is home to 3 active stratovolcanoes, and so the 3 volcanoes, the names are Mount Tongariro and then Mount Ruapahu. I have to read it because I really don't know how to pronounce them accurately when I'm not looking at them. Just want to make sure I'm, with the Maori language, it's very difficult because the vowels sometimes are hidden, or they sound hidden. Mount Ruapahu is the tallest mountain here in the North Island. It stands at about 2,797 feet, say meters? 2797 meters, so 9177 feet tall.
We just have a little bit left to go up on the ridge line so that we can see the upper lake.
Tongariro National Park is a hiker's paradise. It's famous for the Tongariro Alpine Crossing, a volcano that you can ascend and descend in one day. It's about 12 miles or 19.4 kilometers, and the trek takes you through the dramatic craters, ancient lava flows, vibrant geothermal pools. It makes it one of the best day hikes in the world and all of New Zealand.
This will get us more views, babe. You naked?
Oh, yeah.
On the YouTube?
We didn't film too much of this part in New Zealand, but we visited a town called Raglan, New Zealand. And of course, myself, I am a surfer, so I have to visit these amazing surf destinations. Raglan is known for its world-class left point break and how consistent the waves are. So it definitely is a more intermediate to advanced surfing area, but there are days that it's good for beginners as well. Raglan has just stunning beaches. It's very laid back, and it's just a perfect spot to just chill out and get away from the crowds. There definitely isn't as much tourism here, and everybody's super nice, so highly recommend visiting Raglan and adding it to your loop. Love that they converted this new home into an Airbnb in the front, paying around $60 USD per night. Super cozy. They also gave us beach towels and umbrellas and a disc golf.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it in drive. With the radio up so loud they can hear us from miles.
The North and South Islands of New Zealand are one of the places in the world that you can catch glowworm caves. It is a unique thing to experience, so we highly recommend you doing this while you're here visiting New Zealand. When you're on the North Island of New Zealand, we highly recommend the Waitomo glowworm caves, though you can see them on the South Island. We've heard the North Island is really good, and also in New Zealand in general, glowworm caves are very unique. There are only certain parts of the world where you can experience this, and we'll definitely drop a link to an experience below that you can look into and book. It was just such a cool experience. There are thousands and thousands of tiny glowworms hanging from these caves.
This is an eel. I know the Māori name for it. It's tuna, just like the fish in the ocean. Really surprised. Once we're finished in this cave, you're going to stand here and look around. And the way that I achieve it is, first of all, I start with people over here on my right. Once they've had a chance to see, I come over here to the middle and show you glowworms above you. The hammock can extend for up to 7 inches of length. Now that's what all those vertical threads hang off, those things that we call the fishing lines. There are parts of Europe that will call the juvenile stage of a firefly, they're going to call it a glowworm. And then also on the east coast of America, especially in the state of Alabama, they've got something they nickname the dismalares, and they also call it a glowworm. But it's not actually related to this.
Their bioluminescent glow is a result of a chemical reaction in their bodies, and they create these mesmerizing blue-green light that guides you through the dark caverns. And this natural wonder has been captivating people for over 100 years, and discovery of this, I can't even imagine if you were an explorer, you came across this, how amazing it would be. And just a fun That was so cool.
Yeah, those
Coolest
are really
things we've done in a while.
really neat experience.
What do you think?
I thought it was a great day. Some really cool caves. The Glowworms is an absolute must if you're in the area.
Tim's enjoying his drive, but we just got done at the Glowworm tour. Oh, look at the cows! So
Driving the herd.
But we had a fantastic time. We really enjoyed the kind of more personalized experience. So we've actually researched a lot of different caves in the Waitomo area, and this we had, I think they have a max of 12 people per tour group, but in our group we had much less than that. I think, did we have 12 people?
I think we had 10.
We had about 10 people in our group. It was just awesome. Our tour guide Scuba was fantastic at explaining everything. He's been a tour guide for over a decade or more. So I would say the Glowworms experience was one of my favorite things to do in the North Island. It's just so magical to walk into a dark cave and see these worms just glowing and twinkling like little starlights, and made me emotional because it just makes you realize when you travel and you have the opportunities to see such beautiful things that are unique to a place, you just appreciate it so much more. So highly recommend the Waitomo Glowworm Caves if you are in New Zealand. They have glowworm caves in both the North and the South Island, but there's a lot to do in the South Island. We don't have time to fit it in while we're there in a camper van, so check it out. We'll drop some links in the description so you can learn more about the tour that we did. We highly recommend it. We're going sledding! One of the other things we recommend is sledging on the North Island in the Rotorua area down the Kaituna River. It's an adrenaline pumping adventure, and you definitely navigate through rapids and clear waters on this river sled that's designed for going through these waters, and it's just a really cool experience. We do also have a full-length video if you want to check out the entire experience. We'll drop the link below or above. You can hit the little icon that pops up, but that's another thing that we recommend. It's such a unique activity. I just feel like there's so many great adventures that you can't do anywhere else in the world, but you can do them all.
So we're gonna go get some helmets. We just got our wetsuits and booties, and we're gonna take off on the bus. It's like a 15-minute drive to the Kaituna River.
Nice. So we're getting flippers and
The only thing I say,
So they describe sledging as, well, it's whitewater sledging, but they described it as the most...
Pretty much today, the main thing is we got 3 main golden rules. Alright, first one, never let go of our sledge. Now sledge is like 80% of our flotation, so when we go under we pop back up and our sledge kind of helps us with that, okay?
normally like this, we get high on the sledge, okay, that's going to help us punch through the wave, and then we protect our face by turning our head to the side. Cool? Punch through, back to 90, like, yeah, it was good. And then we're going to try and stop in an eddy on the right or on the left after that.
A little bit harder when it's on the side.
10 and is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
20 ladies are more and three off the park.
This way. Jump out, make it come. Anchor.
The Rotorua area in the North Island of New Zealand is known for its geothermal activity. There's a bunch of mud pools, geysers, hot springs, and it showcases the Earth's raw power. And you also get to experience different Maori cultures from the shows and the dancing and the unique geothermal spa. So highly recommend not missing this, since we didn't have time and also the budget didn't allow it. We didn't get to experience it. So that's another thing that we recommend if you're in this area.
We're in the middle
Oh,
Right, all right, Jackie team. Try and look good. Fake it till you make it. Big smiles. Gonna be white.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another vlog in our New Zealand series. For upcoming videos, we'll be heading to the South Island of New Zealand. We're renting a camper van for 2 weeks and exploring places like Mount Cook National Park and Milford Sound. You don't want to miss it, so make sure to hit that subscribe button for our upcoming world travels. And also, feel free to drop a comment and like this video. It really supports our videos and helps the algorithm push our videos out to more people in the YouTube community. We'll definitely see you on the next trail. We'll see you later.